Yankees and the Red Sox at Fenway. Yankees with the best record in all of baseball. They've opened up a 7.5 game lead on the Sox in the American League East. Boston by just a game over Texas in the wild card race. We welcome you to Fox Saturday Baseball. Kenny Albert along with Tim McCarver. Last night here at Fenway, Yankees continue their recent dominance over the Red Sox. They scored 20 runs, pounded 23 hits. Yankees now by 7.5 over the Sox in the division.
Yeah, a couple of months ago, Yankee fans were saying, when is this team going to get started? And now the rest of the American League is saying, how are we going to stop the New York Yankees? They have been excelling in every department, particularly offense, as they proved once again last night.
And this afternoon, Tim, here at Fenway, Yankees will face a young pitcher named Junichi Tozawa, who a year ago at this time was about as far away as possible from this rivalry.
He was an amateur pitching in the Industrial League in Japan, and Terry Francona, the manager of the Sox, hopes to get 6 innings out of Tozawa today.
Well, the Red Sox began the season by winning their first 2 sweeps over the Yankees, but the Yanks have come back, and they have taken the last 5 from Boston. What will happen today? Yankees, Red Sox from Fenway on Fox.
Cards. Oh, the cards. There's 3 of them. I'll do it. I'll find them.
Watch that leg kick, that final leg kick. Check Tozawa, when he puts his left foot down, you think he's going to put it down toward third base, and there's that last little flick of the left foot. It's got to be disconcerting to a hitter.
Remember what you already said?
Yeah. Well, he was
Today brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Derek Jeter leads off, followed by Nick Swisher. Mark Teixeira hits third. Alex Rodriguez in the cleanup spot. Then Hideki Matsui, who drove in 7 runs last night. Jorge Posada, the catcher, bats 6th. Then Robinson Cano, Eric Hinsky for the injured Johnny Damon, who is day-to-day. And Melky Cabrera, the Yankees center fielder, will bat 9th. So Derek Jeter steps in against 23-year-old Junichi Tozawa, making his 3rd major league start. Jeter takes a called strike, 0-1. Tozawa made his major league debut out of the bullpen at Yankee Stadium back on August 7th. 4 days later, he won his first career start against Detroit. And suffered a loss in Texas on Sunday as Jeter leads off and flies out to J.D. Drew in right. Our sprint picture profile for Junichi Tozawa.
First time that we have seen Tozawa. That game on August 7th, his major league debut, he gave up the 2-run home run to Alex Rodriguez as the Red Sox won in 15. Last year, think about it, an amateur in Japan pitching in the Industrial League. He must be pinpoint with his control because he is not a hard thrower.
10-1 in Japan last season. Began this season in Double-A. Nick Swisher takes a called strike. Swisher working on a 7-game hitting streak, and he's reached base, Tim, in 29 consecutive games. 2 hits for Swisher last night as the Yankees won the series opener 20-11. Deep left center. Off the monster. A 1-out double. Swisher has now reached base in 30 consecutive games.
Fenway fly. F squared. Fenway fly. Let's think about it. Carl Yastrzemski turned 70 years old today. Nobody played left field like Yaz. And nobody peppered that wall any better than Yaz. The great Carl Yastrzemski, number 8.
And nobody in the history of Major League Baseball has played more games with one team than Yaz. 3,308 games in a Red Sox uniform. Happy birthday.
Great article in the Boston Globe today by Dan Shaughnessy about Yaz, how he is taking life easy.
First pitch, Nick's to Shara. Jason Varitek out to the mound for a visit.
In his first start at Fenway Park against the Detroit Tigers, he hit Miguel Cabrera in the first inning, and that caused retaliation by Rick Porcello, the right-hander for the Tigers. And he hit Kevin Youkilis later on in the game. Youkilis charged the mound. That cost Youkilis a 5-game suspension. So Tozawa has proven that he will come inside. It's all part of the game. Teixeira being hit by the pitch.
And Joe Girardi told us before the game Tozawa is not afraid to pitch inside.
As he just proved once again.
First and second, here's Alex Rodriguez, who took Tozawa deep. A walk-off 2-run home run in the bottom of the 15th inning at Yankee Stadium 15 days ago. Welcome to the major leagues, Junichi.
That was on a curveball, and a lot of time, you know, pitchers have long memories like hitters do, and Alex Rodriguez went up, it appeared, looking for the fastball, got it, and fouled it back. If you beat a guy on a curveball, next time you face him, he's not going to start you off with a curveball.
Rodriguez 4 for 4 last night. He reached base 5 times. First and second, 1 out. In the dirt, blocked by Varitek. 1-1. Swisher and Teixeira, the base runners. Jeter started the game by flying out to right. Swisher doubled off the Green Monster. Teixeira hit by a pitch. Fastball missing high. 2-1. Top of the first inning on a Saturday afternoon here in Boston. The 2-1 to A-Rod. Pop to center. Kobe Ellsbury. 2 out. Swisher moves to third.
Yankees, as we said, faced Tozawa in the 15th inning. So for the most part, they're trying to figure out Tozawa just like we are, trying to figure out how he gets by in the major leagues, throwing an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, and what the Red Sox see in him. The one thing that I see is with that left foot, right before it hits the ground, you think he's going to plant it toward third base, and it opens up at the last second. It's an odd delivery because of that, and it's something that major league hitters have to get used to.
And with 2 outs, Tozawa will face fellow countryman Hideki Matsui. Matsui was the first major league batter Tozawa pitched to in that game back on August 7th, and Matsui lined out to center field in the 14th inning. Fastball missing inside.
Here's that. Look at the left foot. You think he's going to plant it toward third, and at the last minute it opens up. Now, opening up, that's what all pitching coaches try to get pitchers to do. It's just that Tozawa does it later than most guys.
The 1-0 to Matsui. Grounded foul. A huge night last night. Matsui, a career .337 average in this ballpark. Last night, Tim, he became the first Yankee to drive in at least 7 runs in a game here at Fenway since Lou Gehrig back in 1930.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's great.
2 3-run home runs last night for Hideki Matsui. First and third with 2 away. The 1-1. Swing and a miss by Matsui. 1-2.
How do you say iron horse in Japanese? That's the splitter right there. Terry Francona telling us before the game he will throw that pitch occasionally, his first splitter of the afternoon. And I would think that Matsui will see that pitch again.
And Matsui was an iron horse at the start of his major league career. Played in 518 consecutive games at the start of his Yankee career. Only about a fifth of the way to Lou Gehrig's streak, of course.
Right.
The 1-2, and Matsui lifts it to left. Jason Bay, edge of the warning track. Yankees strand 2 in the first. Taco Bell, think outside the bun. Jacoby Ellsbury leads off, followed by Dustin Pedroia. Victor Martinez bats third. Kevin Youkilis in the cleanup spot. Then the DH, David Ortiz. Left fielder, Jason Bay. J.D. Drew hits seventh. The catcher, Jason Varitek, eighth. And finally, the shortstop, Alex Gonzalez, as the Red Sox face 32-year-old right-hander A.J. Burnett for the fourth time this season. Burnett's 3 prior starts against the Red Sox this year, all matchups with his former teammate Josh Beckett. Burnett with a record of 10-6, outstanding in his last start against the Red Sox back on August 7th, that 15-inning game at Yankee Stadium. In fact, Jacoby Ellsbury led off that game with a base hit. Burnett faced 27 more batters in that game, did not allow another hit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ellsbury last night tied a franchise record with his 54th steal of the season, tying the mark set by Tommy Harper back in 1973. Dustin Pedroia waiting on deck. 1 ball, 2 strike count to the leadoff hitter, Jacoby Ellsbury. Fastball on the ground to the right side. Robinson Cano to Mark Teixeira for out number 1. Tim, our sprint pitcher profile for the 11-year vet A.J. Burnett.
There are a few pitchers in the major leagues that had better stuff than A.J. Burnett. So we'll jump to that second point first. His stuff overcomes his mistakes, and very few pitchers can pitch like that. But he has had problems with Jorge Posada the last 2 games. 3 wild pitches a couple of games before. He balked in a run last Monday in Oakland. He lost that game 3-0. So when runners get on, we will check out, obviously, Burnett and Posada and how they go about sign giving.
Burnett leads the league, 17 wild pitches this season. The 0-1 to the reigning American League Most Valuable Player. A swing and a miss by Pedroia. 0-2.
That's an example of a pitcher using the fat part of the plate. He does not need to hit corners with that curveball of his. Throw it anywhere in the vicinity.
The 0-2 from Burnett, up the middle, into center field for a base hit. Pedroia 2 doubles last night. First hit of the game today for the Red Sox. Tim, our 4 keys to today's game.
Well, from a Yankee standpoint, who is going to stop them? Having a few technical problems with that graphic. I mean, the Yankees have just been a resurgent group. I mean, that's what we said in the opening. How in the world are you going to stop them? And if you're the Red Sox, you just regroup and consider last night's game just 1 game. So they scored 21. So what? 1 loss in the column.
Counts the same as a 1-0 or a 2-1 game.
That's right.
But the pendulum has shifted after the Red Sox won the first 8 from the Yankees this season. Yankees have now won the last 5. A 1-0 to Victor Martinez, a smash into the right field corner. Pedroia on his way to third. He holds there, first and third for the Red Sox, with only 1 out here at the bottom of the first inning.
Victor Martinez is not a fast runner, but the Yankees were conceding second base to him, and the reason for that was Cano goes out as the cutoff man. Swisher hits the cutoff man. Pedroia easily goes to third, but Martinez could have walked into second base, but he elects to stay at first. But the Yankees were conceding a double. That's why Cano went out to be the cutoff man between himself and first base, and not himself and second base. See, watch Swisher. He throws the ball to Cano, who is lined up to first base. So they were conceding the fact that Martinez has a double, but Victor, for whatever reason, stops at first.
Back-to-back base hits, first and third for the Red Sox. The 0-1 to Kevin Youkilis, just foul. Behind third, 0-2. You mentioned the 5-game suspension. Youkilis sitting out 5 games following the incident with Rick Porcello in Tazawa's first major league start. Red Sox went 2-3 during the absence of Kevin Youkilis. The 0-2 popped up, foul territory. Teixeira under it, 2 away. Tim, once again we present the Ford keys to the game. There they are.
There it is. In print. From a Yankee standpoint, who is going to stop them? The Red Sox hope it's Boston today. And from a Red Sox perspective, regroup last night was only 1 game.
1 game, yet the highest scoring game combined in the history of this rivalry. They've played 2,021 games, the Yankees and the Red Sox, against one another. Last night, 31 runs combined, most in the history of this rivalry. Here's David Ortiz with 2 away. The previous high, Tim, 29 runs in a 15-14 win by the New York Highlanders back in July of 1903. You have to go back 106 years.
Teddy Roosevelt was president. Food and Drug Act was not even in effect until when? 1906, I believe.
Fastball catching the outside corner. 1-1. That game was played at Huntington Avenue grounds here in Boston. New York won the game 15-14, 29 combined runs. 106 years later, they combined to score 31. The 1-1 to Ortiz. Burnett missing away. 2-1. That game back in 1903 took place 9 years before the opening of Fenway Park.
One of the great treasures in our country, this ballpark.
Ortiz off the wall and left. It bounces away from Hinsky. Martinez rounds third. And Martinez is safe. The Red Sox take a 2-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, that is superb third base coaching by DeMarlo Hale. Realizing that if anybody feels that ball, it's going to be Derek Jeter. And if Jeter makes the throw, his momentum's going to be carrying him toward the Green Monster. Hinsky, a right fielder for the Red Sox in this ballpark, as Pedroia scores easily. Martinez, as we said, is not a fast runner. Waved home by DeMarlo Hale. That is an excellent play with 2 outs. And the reason for that, Jeter was going out to field the ball. His momentum was carrying him toward the monster. Couldn't get a lot on the throw, and that's why Martinez scored. Here's the ball past Hinsky in left field. Tried to barehand the ball. And Jeter has got to be the guy to play, but his momentum's carrying him toward the wall, and Martinez scores.
A 1-0 to Jason Bay. Now 1-1.
Last night on a play with Dustin Pedroia hitting the monster, Derek Jeter went out. There were 2 outs at the time. It was a base running mistake by Pedroia. In fact, when he slid, he came up. That game was on Nesson. And Pedroia, I thought, said, "My bad," which is the young players now saying it was their fault, and it was certainly that.
Jason Bay with a base hit into left field. Here comes Ortiz. The throw to the plate. is not in time. 3-0 Red Sox.
Two fine base running plays by two guys who cannot run here in the first inning. First Martinez, and now David Ortiz. The throw is on line, but weak by Hinske. And good base running by Jason Bay, moving up to second base on the throw home. Funny how the game can turn on you in a heartbeat.
Three runs in the inning. Here's J.D. Drew. Again, in case you missed it earlier, Eric Hinske starting in left field for the Yankees for the first time. He started 9 games in right field due to the bruised right knee suffered by Johnny Damon in the first inning last night. Damon listed by the Yankees as day-to-day. There's Hinske in left. Now 2-0 on Drew. A.J. Burnett, over his last 15 starts, had only allowed 1 run in the first inning. He's allowed 3 so far today. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Red Sox. Two and one. Andy Pettitte won his 10th of the season last night. Two and two now on J.D. Drew.
Tell you that hit by David Ortiz that does a lot of for the Red Sox cause. Not only does it plate 2 runs, but it picks Kevin Youkilis up. Kevin Youkilis fouling out with that runner on third and less than 2 outs, and he's one of the guys in the American League that you'd want up there with a guy on third and less than 2 outs, because he's going to drive him in more often than not. He didn't, and Ortiz picked his teammate up with the 2-out double.
Red Sox scoring all 3 of their runs in this inning with 2 out. Drew went around. First strikeout for Burnett, but the Red Sox scored 3 runs on 4 hits. Lead the Yankees after 1, 3-0. Kenny Albert, Tim McCarver, and Ken Rosenthal back at Fenway Park. Red Sox, who lost last night's game 22-11. Put 3 on the board in the bottom of the first inning off A.J. Burnett. Jorge Posada leads off for the Yankees here in the second. Yankees had 2 base runners in the first. They had first and third with 2 outs, but Hideki Matsui fly to left to end the inning. Ball 1 to Posada, who had 2 hits, drove in 2 runs last night. Posada, Cano, and Hinske for the Yankees here in the second. Pop foul off to the left side. You mentioned Tozawa was pitching in the Corporate Industrial League in Japan last season as a 22-year-old. Signed a 3-year deal with the Red Sox back in December. And Red Sox skipper Terry Francona told us earlier today that along with Daniel Bard, Tozawa was one of the stars of spring training. Two balls, 1 strike.
Started the year in Double-A, then went to Triple-A, was lights out in both minor league classifications, and then called up, and what a job he is asked to do this afternoon against a red-hot Yankee club.
Now 3-1 after last night's starter. Brad Penny allowed 8 runs in just 4 innings. Red Sox announced today that Tim Wakefield will return and start on Wednesday against the Chicago White Sox. Three-1.
Interesting thing about that announcement is it's not September 1st. That's when rosters can be expanded. So George Kataris, the catcher who was called up, actually started the season with the Red Sox and caught Wakefield, but he's not up now. The White Sox have Victor Martinez and Jason Varitek, so it'll probably be Victor Martinez catching him next Wednesday night.
Posada draws a leadoff walk here in the second inning. Well, this summer, please join Major League Baseball and the People All-Stars among us in your community by signing up to volunteer at MLBGoBeyond.com. Wakefield last night in Pawtucket pitched 5 2/3 innings in a game against Rochester, allowed only 1 run on 2 hits. Helped the Paw Sox end a 10-game losing streak in his final rehabilitation start. Wakefield will take the mound here at Fenway on Wednesday. Here's Robinson Cano. First pitch, and he lines it off the monster. On his way to third is Posada. And tagged out, attempting to slide it to second is Cano.
The only dent in Cano's armor is that he does not run hard out of the box, and sometimes that costs you. Jason Bay plays that ball beautifully. But if you're not running hard out of the box at Fenway Park, you're going to have a tough time getting a double against a guy with a pretty fair arm. Pedroia tagging Cano on the chest. And he appears to be, perhaps have something in his eye, Dustin Pedroia. When Cano slid, there is a chance that the bill of the cap hit Pedroia. Watch how he slides to the outside. And Pedroia doesn't know how close he is, and it looked like the bill of the cap hit Pedroia in the forehead. Don't think I've ever seen that. Either the bill of the cap or the top of the helmet.
You're right, Tim. It looks like Cano's helmet did make contact with the right side of Pedroia's face.
Yeah, you know, if you have your back to the play, you turn around, you think the base runner is near, but you don't know exactly where he is. So Pedroia receives the throw from Jason Bay with his back to the runner or his back to the tag. You don't know where he is. Now you turn around, and perhaps he was closer than Pedroia thought. So you don't know how far to dive, but Dustin appears to be okay. Maybe hit him in the nose.
So with one away and Posada on at third, here's Eric Hinsky, who had trouble with a couple of balls hit off the wall in left in the first inning. Jason Bay, in his second year with the Red Sox, did a terrific job playing the ball hit by Cano moments ago off the wall and left. Hinsky batting .262 as a Yankee in 17 games. Began his Yankee career with a bang following the trade in late June from Pittsburgh. He hit 4 home runs in his first 5 games in pinstripes. A 1-1 from Tozawa. Line drive right into the glove of Victor Martinez at first.
Terry Francona is saying that the Yankees squared up on a lot of balls last night. Well, in this inning, they have squared up on 2 for 2 outs. Even though the first one was a hit and Cano out trying to stretch the hit into a double. And that ball hit right on the button by Hinsky, but right at Victor Martinez.
So with 2 away, here's Melky Cabrera. Yankees with a runner on third for the second straight inning. Unable to drive Swisher home from third in the first. Long run for Youkilis. No play. Derek Jeter waiting on deck. Should Cabrera reach? 2 outs. Top of the second inning here in Boston.
Four-seam fastball.
Missing high and away, 1-2.
As we said in the first inning, he is not a hard thrower, but there is deception in his delivery, particularly with that left foot. Another four-seam fastball.
And again, high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cabrera. Yankees scored 6 runs over the first 2 innings against Brad Penny last night. Today, stranded 2 base runners in the first. A leadoff walk to Posada.
Another four-seam fastball.
Center field. Moving to his right is Ellsbury. So for the second straight inning, the Yankees strand a runner on third. The drinkability of Bud Light with the refreshing taste of lime. Back in Boston, bottom of the second inning, with the Red Sox leading the Yankees 3-0. The Red Sox captain Jason Varitek will lead off against A.J. Burnett. Varitek, Tim, returning to the starting lineup. Missed some time this week due to muscle spasms in his neck. Did come in during the late innings last night and homered at his only at bat, which broke an 0 for 31 stretch for Jason Varitek against the Yankees since his grand slam back in April off A.J. Burnett.
That was back on April 25th. That game, the Red Sox trailed 6-0. They came back to beat the Yankees 16-11.
So in between those two home runs, Varitek 31 consecutive at-bats against the Yankees without a base hit.
You said it in the opening. Red Sox beating the Yankees 8 in a row to start the season, and now the Yankees have won the last 5 in a row. It almost sounds like something the ex-Red Sox manager Joe Morgan would have done. Mumsy took over in 1988. That was his nickname in the minor leagues when we played together. He's gracing our booth tonight. Won 12 in a row in the first 19 out of 20. And at the time Joe Morgan took over, the Red Sox were trailing by 8.5 games behind Detroit. And they came back to win the American League East that year. There's Joe.
Member of the Red Sox Hall of Fame. Took over during the 1988 All-Star break. Signed by the Boston Braves back in 1952. Welcome, Joe.
Joe and his wife Dottie and I had dinner the other night. And always a pleasure to see Joe Morgan. That Harry Walker called the smartest ball player he had ever managed. And that is what Harry told me in the mid-60s.
Joe just said he was right.
Oh.
The 0-1 to Gonzalez, missing high. Our statistician Marty Aronoff reminds us that Joe managed in the 33-inning game back in 1981 against Cal Ripken in Rochester, but he was ejected. Is that right, Joe, in the 22nd inning?
Well, that's great. I didn't realize that.
Another foul off the bat of Gonzalez. Now 1-2. Joe Morgan led the Red Sox to division titles in both 1988 and 1990. Visiting with us here in the broadcast booth. The 1-2. Gonzalez, left field. Pinsky looking up. It's out of here. Over the monster. Home run, Alex Gonzalez.
Not all breaking balls that are hit out of the ballpark are hangers, but that was a hanger. Doesn't matter whether it's up and down. If it stops spinning, major league hitters are going to do some damage, and Gonzalez puts the Red Sox further ahead.
Here's Jacoby Ellsbury with one away, and Ellsbury lines out to Swisher and right. So for Alex Gonzalez, his first home run in his return to the Red Sox. This is his 7th game, and Ken Rosenthal, Alex, a bit surprised when he was traveling with his former club, the Cincinnati Reds, to hear that he might be heading back to Boston.
Right, Kenny. He actually had to approve the trade. A clause in his contract allows him to block deals to 3 teams, and the Red Sox were one. His agent called him on that flight from St. Louis to Cincinnati. It was midnight. He thought, something must be wrong. My agent never calls me this late. The next night he played for the Reds. The next day he approved the deal after Theo Epstein told him, we need you, you're going to play.
And he's been a regular ever since the deal took place just over a week ago. He was terrific for the Red Sox in the field back in 2006.
Yeah, he's a terrific glove man, and the Red Sox are figuring, here it is late August, and they rank 29th in offense as far as shortstops are concerned. Only one team has the shortstop position hitting worse than the Red Sox offensively. Of course, I guess you have to hit offensively. You can't hit defensively, can you?
Good point.
Yeah. Well, it's a point. I don't know how good it is.
3-0 to Pedroia. He draws a 4-pitch walk. Well, since the departure of Nomar Garciaparra back in August of 2004, the Red Sox have used 17 different shortstops. 12 have started games. So Gonzalez back in Boston, and he extends the Red Sox lead to 4-0 here in the 2nd inning.
I'll tell you, when you think about that, it was a gutty move by Theo Epstein to get Orlando Cabrera from then the Montreal Expos. Cabrera now is a shortstop for the Minnesota Twins and Ron Gardenhauer.
Pedroia on base for the 2nd time. Victor Martinez singled and scored his first time up. Pedroia goes. The throw from Posada is not in time. Pedroia with his 16th steal of the season.
What a great jump. A.J. Burnett did not make him stop at first base. The short hop, not only was it a good jump, but he stole on the right pitch. You could see right there, you got to make him stop. Good base runner, Pedroia. We have Joe Morgan visiting us in the booth, and I remember Joe Morgan, when I asked him about Pedroia a couple of years ago, he said he's got a winning look on his face. And has he ever proven that?
Throw from Posada gets away from Burnett. Much to the enjoyment of the Red Sox fans here at Fenway.
Oh, you know, we talked about it earlier. We said we'd keep an eye with the runner on at second base. Joe Girardi certainly knows that as a former catcher, that Posada and Burnett have had problems with runners on at second base. We mentioned the balk his last start, balked in a run pitching against Oakland. He had 3 wild pitches 2 starts ago. So he and Posada, even here in August, I mean, you will have thought, or would have thought, that they would have ironed out problems by now. But evidently they continue to persist.
Now 3-0, 7 consecutive balls thrown by Burnett. This is Burnett's 25th start as a Yankee, and Posada has been behind the plate for 15 out of the 25. A 4-pitch walk to Pedroia. Now the 3-0 to Martinez. 8 consecutive balls. Burnett does lead the American League in walks this season. He's now walked 77 batters. A much different start to this game for A.J. Burnett than his last matchup with the Red Sox just over 2 weeks ago, when he allowed only 1 hit in 7 2/3 innings. First and second with 2 outs for Kevin Youkilis. Tim, you talked about the Youkilis at bat in the first inning. He came up with 2 on, first and third. He fouled out for the second out of the inning. Another opportunity here with 2 base runners.
Bit of a different situation here because as we said, Youkilis, a guy that with a runner on at third and less than 2 outs, he'd be one of the prominent right-handed hitters that you'd want up there to get the run in. Contact hitter, power.
His throw from Posada bounces off the glove of Burnett.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, things aren't clean. I mean, Posada overthrowing Burnett wants the ball trickle between the mound and second base.
The 2-1, fouled off to the right side. Now 2-2.
That was his pitch there. Looking fastball, got it, fouled it off. But that's what Burnett can do. I mean, even if you're looking for the fastball, still it's tough to catch up with it. That's how good of stuff he has.
Yankee pitching coach Dave Island. Burnett steps off.
Yeah, you have to wonder what's A.J. Burnett thinking about. There are 2 outs, 2-2. Where's Pedroia going? So now Posada out to talk. This is the 3rd time they've had a conference on a mound.
3 conferences, 2 missed connections.
Yeah.
On balls thrown back by Posada. The 2-2. Youkilis, deep left field. No doubt about it.
There are some things in baseball that you cannot quantify. I mean, why is A.J. Burnett worried about Dustin Pedroia? And then on the next pitch, this is what happens. Are they connected? In my opinion, yes.
Home run number 21 for Youkilis. 7-0 Red Sox. David Ortiz, ball 1.
wanting to come inside to Youkilis, and it just was not inside far enough.
One and one. In 3 starts here at Fenway this season, Burnett has now allowed 18 runs in 9 1/3 innings.
Wow.
Back in April, Burnett allowed 8 earned runs in 5 innings here. And then in early June, 3 earned runs in 2 2/3. But he was terrific against the Red Sox at home. The 1-1. Cano playing in shallow right. And that will do it for the Red Sox in the second. A couple of home runs in the inning. First Gonzalez, and then Youkilis. We'll return to Boston after these messages from your local Fox station. Major League Baseball. The score after 2 innings last night: Yankees 6, Red Sox 1. The score after 2 innings today: Red Sox 7, Yankees nothing. Derek Jeter leads off against Shinichi Tozawa. Jeter lined out to right, leading off his game. Red Sox 3 runs in the first, 4 in the second. Tozawa pitching with a 7-run lead.
Well, Kenny, it's such a cliche that no lead is safe, but the way the Yankees have been swinging the bats, a 7-run lead, in this ballpark, you just get the feeling that it's not safe.
I was just thinking the same thing.
That's a red-hot team when you can say that a 7-run lead is not safe.
Tozawa missing low and away. 3-1. Earlier this week, Derek Jeter became the all-time hits leader among shortstops in Major League Baseball, passing Louis Aparicio. And He is just 22 hits shy of tying Lou Gehrig's all-time Yankee record for career hits. The Iron Horse with 2,721 hits during his career. On the ground to the second baseman, Pedroia. Jeter is 0 for 2. Well, prior to the game, the Red Sox welcomed Team Fox, whose mission is to find creative and fun ways to raise funds for the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research. We ask you to join our team to support the fight against Parkinson's. Please visit teamfox.org to learn more. Michael Costa representing the Michael J. Fox Foundation throughout the first pitch. Team Fox enjoying today's game with the Red Sox leading the Yankees 7-0. Here's Nick Swisher, doubled his first time up. Takes a call, strike, 0-1. You know, we've been talking about the dichotomy of the season series. Red Sox winning the first 8. Yankees have won the last 5. That has only been done 2 times prior in Major League history, where one team beat one opponent the first 8 in one season, and then that opponent came back to win the next 5. The first time it happened, Tim, you were right in the middle of it.
Really? Come on.
I kid you not. Back in 1979, the Montreal Expos beat your Phillies the first 8 games. You guys came back and won the next 5.
Wow.
It happened again later that season, the same 79 season, Twins and the White Sox. Hasn't happened since, never happened before 79.
Wow, that's shocking. That is a nugget right there, baby. Nice going.
And you did play in the game when the Phillies won that 5th game after losing the first 8 for Montreal in 79.
Well, I guess Steve Carlton had to pitch because if he didn't pitch, I didn't play.
I have to take it one step further. It has never happened where the team that lost the first 8 won the next 6. Swisher with his second base hit of the game.
You know, you may remember our conversation during batting practice when Kevin Long, the batting instructor of the New York Yankees, came out, and we saw Nick Swisher hitting ball after ball after ball to left field. And we said the way to correct bailing out is to try to hit the ball the other way, try to hit the ball the other way. And what has Nick Swisher done? He's doubled off the monster and singled off the monster. So what you do in batting practice does play out in the game often.
Swisher 2 for 2, and now Teixeira lifts it into right. Drew takes a couple of steps in, makes the catch for out number 2. So with Alex Rodriguez heading to the plate, we check in with Ken Rosenthal. Ken?
Trying really hard to be. Terry Francona told a hilarious story about something that happened this week in Toronto. Tight game. Tazawa's sitting at the end of the dugout. Francona runs out of chewing tobacco. He walks all the way to the end of the dugout and says in rapid-fire English, "Hey, run to my office, get me some tobacco, put some honey on it." Now, Tazawa had no idea what he was talking about, but he got up quickly as if to oblige. And at that point, Francona said, "Don't worry, I'm just kidding."
And the key, of course, thanks, Ken, rapid fire English. Tazawa had no idea. The 1-0. Tazawa catching the inside corner as A-Rod backed away. 1-1. Terry Francona told us before the game, Tazawa has great poise. He's a great kid. Really opened some eyes during spring training. Now making his 3rd start with the Red Sox. 1-2 on Alex Rodriguez. Hideki Matsui waiting on deck. Red Sox lead the Yankees 7-0, top of the third here at Fenway. A-Rod fly to center his first time up.
Joe Girardi telling us before the game that it appears that Tazawa almost jumps at the hitter. That's why you can see the reaction of Alex Rodriguez. He bailed out of the box after that first pitch, a curveball. Similar reaction to that two-strike curve from Tazawa.
The 2-2. Tazawa just missing outside.
Here's that deceptive delivery. If you don't throw the ball over 90 miles an hour, there's got to be deception somewhere. And as we said in the first inning, that left foot appears to be the deception for Tazawa.
Swisher takes his lead off first. Swisher goes, payoff pitch, a called strike three. First strikeout for Tazawa. A-Rod caught looking.
Good curveball gets Rodriguez.
Off for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the third inning against A.J. Burnett. Bays singled in a run back in the first inning. One ball, one strike. Bay, Drew, and Varitek for the Red Sox here in the third. Boston with 7 runs on 6 base hits over the first 2 innings, including home runs off the bats of Youkilis and Gonzalez. Jason Bay down on strikes. Third strikeout for A.J. Burnett. Time now for a DirecTV game break. Angels and the Blue Jays in Toronto. Bottom third, Adam Lynn, 3-run shot to left off Irvin Santana. Tying the game at 3. We move to the 6th inning. Vladimir Guerrero, his 11th of the year off Scott Richmond. Career RBI number 1,300 for Guerrero, 10th among active players. So the Angels, who began the day with a 5.5 game lead over the Texas Rangers in the American League West, and Texas only 1 behind the Red Sox in the wild card standings.
Angels with the 2nd best record in baseball, second only to the Yankees.
Angels with their 74th win. Yankees have 77. The 1-1 to J.D. Drew. Burnett missing high and away. Drew struck out his first time up. Fastball in for a called strike.
It's something when you think about it, Kenny, how long you have to manage, it seems, before you're recognized as a good manager. Mike Scioscia with the Anaheim Angels is certainly that way. They win the World Championship in 2002. Terry Francona, manager of the Red Sox, not recognized as a great manager until he won a World Series. And I don't think Joe Girardi gets enough credit. Taking over the Yankees because of who he replaced, Joe Torre, phenomenally successful over 12 years. Joe wins 89 games last year with the Yankees. They did not finish in postseason play for the first time since 1996. And they called that a strikeout as J.D. Drew went too far. You think about it, I mean, Joe Girardi has done a terrific job with the New York Yankees. You don't read a lot about it, but I'll guarantee you talk to the players and they'll tell you about how good a job he's done.
Yankees, a season high 32 games over the 500 mark, as Jason Varitek takes strike 1. 26-8 since the All-Star break. Matches the best ever 34-game stretch by a Yankee squad coming out of the All-Star break in franchise history, and Joe Girardi a big part of it. We'll chat with Joe in a short while, as well as Red Sox manager Terry Francona. One to Varitek. Now 1-2. Varitek down on strikes, so Burnett strikes out the side in the 3rd. Still 7-0 Red Sox after 3. They trail this game 7-0. Red Sox with 3 in the first, 4 in the second. As Hideki Matsui leads off against his fellow countryman, Junichi Tozawa. Fastball missing away. Tim, these teams have played 12 innings so far in this series, 24 half innings. They have combined to score 38 runs. That's a run and a half per half inning.
Wow.
A run and a half per half inning. What was Bob Gibson's earned run average back in 1968?
Over 300 innings, he allowed 37 earned runs. During one stretch, he worked 95 innings and gave up 1 earned run. That's 10.5 games.
1.12 ERA for the season.
Yep.
1.58 runs scored per half inning in this series. It's all about offense. Matsui pops it into shallow right. Pedroia, 1 away. Tozawa making his 3rd start with the Red Sox, and we asked his manager, Terry Francona, about his performance over the first 3 innings today.
Well, he's keeping them off the scoreboard. I mean, they've certainly hit some balls hard. Jason Bay makes a terrific play to keep that inning from, turning into a rally and getting out. And he's throwing strikes. They're a good hitting team. We know that.
It's funny, Terry, how that key play can come in the early innings. A lot of people think that it takes the 7th inning on for a key play, but that play by Bay, very important.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you give any team, but especially a team that swings the bat like the Yankees, extra outs or extra opportunities or extra 90 feet. That was a big play for us.
Thanks very much, Terry.
Okay, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
And the play we were referring to, the throw by Bay back in the 2nd inning with Robinson Cano attempting to stretch a single into a 2-base hit. Yankees would have had 2nd and 3rd with nobody out had Cano not been retired at 2nd. The 2-0 to Posada. Fastball missing high. Fastball in for a called strike. 3-1. Posada draws his 2nd walk of the afternoon.
Here's that motion we were talking about. You think that Tozawa's foot's going to go that way, and it goes that way toward home at the last minute. The left foot. You see how it opens up. But that's where the deception is. Not all pitchers have as good a stuff as some guys. I mean, Tozawa, his stuff is nowhere near what A.J. Burnett's is, but he's a little more deceptive than a lot of right-handers.
Now facing Robinson Cano. Cano takes a called strike. The play we were just talking about. Cano singled back in the 2nd inning. Thrown out trying to stretch. Jason Bay's 12th outfield assist of the season. 2nd in the American League. A 1-out walk to Posada. And now the 0-1 to Cano. Lifted into the gap in left center. It's off the wall. Posada holds at 3rd. Cano this time is in at 2nd with a 2-base hit.
This time Cano rattling one off the left center field part of the monster. Right above the F.W. Webb sign since 1866. It's a long time to be out there. Only kidding. But Cano going to left field, and he continues his hot hitting here at Fenway Park. He loves to hit in this ballpark.
2 for 2 today. Career average here at Fenway now above 340. So the Yankees threatening here in the fourth. Second and third, here's Eric Hinske. Hinske, we mentioned earlier, played for the Red Sox. Won a World Series title with the Red Sox back in 2007. Made the final out of the World Series last October when Brad Lidge struck him out while a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. So Hinske has been to back-to-back World Series, looking to make it 3 in a row with 3 different teams.
Good curveball. Good curveball from Tozawa.
Nothing and 2 on Hinske. Second and third, 1 out. Hinske, a couple of doubles last night. He drove in a run after replacing Johnny Damon. In the dirt. Blocked by Varitek. 1 and 2.
Fine play by the Red Sox captain. That ball hitting right near the feet of Hinske. Good play by Varitek to prevent a run.
The 1-2 to Hinske. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Second strikeout for Tozawa.
After the breaking ball and then the splinter in the dirt, the fastball gets Hinske. Now, it's not the pitch, it's how you got there. And the fastball following 2 off-speed pitches gets Hinske. A lot of that has to do with Varitek, too. Breaking ball, then fastball to get him away.
With 2 away, here's Cabrera. First pitch, Tozawa quickly off the mound, the toss to Martinez. And for the third time in 4 innings, Yankees strand a runner on third. Following us on Twitter. Go to twitter.com/MLB on Fox. Fox Sports is now on both MySpace and Facebook as well. Get breaking news, notes, video clips, and more. Just go to myspace.com/Fox Sports or facebook.com/Fox Sports and join the community. Tim, have you been tweeting?
Oh, man, have I ever. I'm a tweeting fool, pal.
I see you and Joe Morgan tweeting together between innings. Alex Gonzalez leading off for the Red Sox. Took A.J. Burnett deep in the second. Gonzalez and Burnett, former teammates in Florida. In fact, when Burnett pitched his no-hitter while walking 9 back in 2001 against the Padres, guess who caught the final out? Alex Gonzalez. He was the Marlins shortstop that night. Teixeira, nice play. Race to the bag. Teixeira beats Gonzalez.
Mark Teixeira perhaps in line for a Gold Glove. Kevin Youkilis, I think his chances not as great as they have been because he's been moved to third base so often this year. But Teixeira with great range to his right. Nice play.
So Burnett has now retired 5 in a row since the Youkilis 3-run homer. Here's Jacoby Ellsbury. Ellsbury 0 for 2. A 1-1. Fastball missing away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Red Sox 3 games under 500 since the All-Star break. Just 15 and 18. Two and 2 on Ellsbury. Cano to Teixeira for out number 2. We spoke moments ago with Yankees manager Joe Girardi, and I asked Joe, with the way the Yankees are swinging the bats, do they ever feel like they're out of a game?
No, we're not. I mean, we've had some chances in the first 4 innings, and we haven't gotten it done. We haven't got the big hit. They've got 6 runs with 2 outs, and that's the difference in the ball game. But we've had our opportunities, and keep putting them on. You never know.
Johnny Damon suffered the injury last night. What's his status?
He's day-to-day. We'll have to see how he is tomorrow. He was sore today. There's a possibility he could play tomorrow, but we'll just have to wait and see.
And A.J. Burnett, rough first 2 innings, but settled down, struck out the side of the 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, we need to get him going here. Keep us in the ball game, keep it right here, and you never know, we might have a chance to get back in this game.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
Joe.
The 1-0 to Pedroia. Now 2-0. Joe Girardi's 7-year-old son Dante was at the ballpark early today. Took about 75 swings. Nearly hit a couple over the Green Monster.
Yeah. Getting that uppercut swing early.
Line caught by Jeter, who will lead off for the Yankees in the top of the 5th when we return. Albert, Tim McCarver, Ken Rosenthal from Fenway Park. Top of the 5th inning, Derek Jeter leading off against Junichi Tozawa. Jeter 0 for 2 today. Another terrific season for the Yankee captain. Second most hits in the American League since the All-Star break. Yankees have gone 26-8 during that stretch. His manager, Joe Girardi, said recently, all the things that it takes to be an MVP, I think he's done. I think he's definitely a candidate. And Ken Rosenthal, he's come close on a number of occasions, but has never won the Most Valuable Player award in the American League.
That's right, Kenny. He was second in 2006 to Justin Morneau, third in 1998 to Juan Gonzalez and Nomar Garcia-Parra. But for all that he's accomplished, this is the one award that he hasn't received. This could be the year. There has been a lot of buzz so far about Mark Teixeira, but Teixeira is a first baseman, not an up-the-middle defender. Joe Mauer, Minnesota Twins catcher. He's got the best overall numbers, but he's playing for a non-contender. Did not play his first game until May 1st. When you look at Jeter's numbers now, they are very comparable to last year's MVP, Dustin Pedroia.
Jeter has won MVP awards at the All-Star game back in 2000. He was named World Series MVP in 2000.
Same year, right?
Dustin Pedroia, last year's MVP. He and Derek Jeter spent a lot of time together at the World Baseball Classic back in March. Jeter, right field. Drew on the run. Drew on the warning track. Makes the catch. Well, Derek Jeter, Tim, has finished in the top 10 in American League MVP balloting 6 times. 6 times in the top 10. Among active players, only Manny Ramirez has finished in the top 10 more often without winning the MVP award. Manny, 8 top 10 finishes.
Well, what MVP voters may not think about, and yet is perhaps the most important thing that Jeter brings to the table, is his willingness to play every day. Hurt and play well every day. And when your top guy, when your captain in an organization is like that, the trickle-down theory is in effect. Then everybody else says, well, if he plays every day and sometimes he plays hurt, then I'm going to play hurt and play every day. And that has been in effect with the Yankees since Derek Jeter was a rookie back in 1996.
0-2 on Swisher.
And all superstars are not like that. They'll take a day off occasionally. Not Jeter. You remember the famous play when he toppled into the photographer's booth against the Red Sox? And coming out of the game, bloodied, said, I'm starting tomorrow. And he was. He was in there the next day. He told Joe Torre that.
Anytime you watch an interview or read a quote from Jeter after a game in which he suffered some kind of injury, 2 words, I'm fine.
I'm fine. That's right. Does not elaborate, but you know he's going to be in the lineup the next day. Tough to come back after that. Firing into the stands like that. Leaving the field bloodied. Told Joe Torre, I'm playing tomorrow. And he did.
A 1-2 to Swisher. Again, Swisher goes to left field, but this time he's retired as the catch is made by Jason Bay. Ken Rosenthal getting back to Jeter for just a moment. Jeter, Teixeira, Cano, right on down the line. Yankees have had a terrific season defensively as well.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that is kind of untold about this team, how much better it is defensively this season, and Jeter is a big part of that. In recent years, Kenny, he has drawn heavy criticism for his defense. According to those advanced statistical measures that teams now use, he basically ranked as one of the worst defensive shortstops for about 5 years running. This year, he's probably in the top 10. He's worked hard in the offseason on his first step quickness, lateral movement, and Mick Kelleher, the Yankees' first base coach, has worked with him on a couple of different adjustments as well. One is getting into his ready position sooner. That way he can avoid being late when the ball comes off his bat. And the other is taking deeper angles on balls hit to his left and right. That also enables him to make more plays.
All right, thanks, Ken. Here's the 1-1 to Teixeira. Tazawa missing high. Ball 2. .74 pitches for Tazawa. He allowed 1 hit in each of the first 4 innings. Yankees have had a runner reach third 3 times, but they have not been able to score. Just foul. Tim, this is the first inning in which Tazawa has retired the first 2 batters he's faced.
Mark Teixeira, on the other hand, looking to do something in this at bat and in this game so he could tell David Letterman on Monday night. First appearance on David Letterman will be Monday, the off day for the Yankees.
And he will take some hacks.
Yeah, that's right, on 53rd Street. There you go.
Getting ready for Monday night.
Right down Broadway with that one. Looks like a splitter from Tazawa. Outside part of the plate.
And the show is usually taped right around this time in the late afternoon.
Right, so he's getting used to it right now.
He said he was going to go to Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez for advice. Teixeira says, I'm one of the most boring guys in baseball. It's not boring on the field.
No, he's not.
So here's A-Rod. Caught looking in the 3rd. Also a fly to center back in the 1st inning. Rodriguez 0 for 2. Yankees last night, 20 runs on 23 hits. No runs, 5 hits so far today. You always hear the expression, well, maybe we should have saved some of those runs for tomorrow.
No hitter alive will tell you that that's true.
A base hit for Rodriguez into the left field corner. Holding at second is Teixeira. The Yankees have runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Remember Hideki Matsui with 2 3-run homers in last night's game. Kenny talked about it earlier, the 7 RBIs.
Most by a Yankee here at Fenway since Lou Gehrig in 1930. And the most by a Yankee against the Red Sox anywhere since Joe Pepitone in 1964 at Yankee Stadium. Yankees today 0 for 6, Tim, with runners in scoring position. Last night, 15 for 25. Two on, 2 out. Tazawa to Matsui, strike 1.
That breaking ball making a good hitter look bad.
We mentioned earlier Matsui was the first batter Tazawa faced during his major league career. An idol to all young ball players in Japan is Matsui. And he's now 0 for 3 against Tazawa. Nothing in 2.
There again, Veritek has a lot to do with that. After the breaking ball fastball, put Matsui in the hole. Might be the best fastball that Tazawa's thrown today as far as velocity is concerned. It was 91 miles an hour.
Teixeira. Rodriguez. The 0-2 to Matsui. Got the bat on it. Two on, two out. Top of the fifth here in Boston. Red Sox lead the Yankees 7-0. The 0-2 in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tazawa, 23 years of age, born in June of 1986. 11 days ago, against the Tigers, became the youngest Japanese-born pitcher to win his first major league start. A 1-2, another foul. Matsui has fouled off 3 pitches during this at bat. Tazawa retired the first 2 Yankees in this inning, Jeter and Swisher. Then back-to-back singles, Teixeira and Rodriguez. There's Red Sox pitching coach John Farrell.
John missed 2 of the 3 games in Toronto with a very serious family matter and appears to be all right now, as does his family.
Matsui pops it up. Youkilis is under it. Yankees strand 2 in the inning. They've stranded 8 in the game. 7-0. Time now to bring the heat to him, presented by Taco Bell. Tozawa reaching 92 on the gun. Burnett as high as 97 early in the game. But Burnett running into trouble in the early innings. Red Sox scoring 7 runs on 6 hits. The first 2 innings, Burnett has settled down. He's retired 7 in a row. Retired the Red Sox in order in both the 3rd and the 4th.
Tozawa, on the other hand, has been dazzling for the Red Sox.
Shutting out the Yankees over the first 5 innings. After 5 Red Sox pitchers allowed 20 runs last night. 19 of the 20 were earned.
Baseball is often a game of 2-out production. The Yankees today 0 for 5 with 2 outs and runners on base, and Boston 6 for 7 in similar situations.
Red Sox scoring 6 of their runs with 2 outs. 2 home runs in the 2nd inning. A solo shot off the bat of Alex Gonzalez. Later in the inning, Kevin Youkilis, a 3-run homer. Burnett wanted a new set of signs from Posada. And the 2-1. Martinez lifts it into left. Hinske moving to his right. Makes the catch for out number 1. With a smile on his face. All exciting NFL preseason action continues Thursday on Fox as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the Miami Dolphins. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific in high definition, only on Fox.
Double duty Radcliffe finally in the Hall of Fame, and we have our own version of double duty Radcliffe in the booth tonight. Kenny Albert did the NFL preseason game on Thursday night, flying to Boston yesterday, and here you are in the baseball booth. That takes talent, pal.
Day in between, piece of cake.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Nice going.
Colts and the Eagles on Thursday. And then Joe Buck and Troy Aikman had the call in Dallas last night on Fox. First football game in the new Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
When is, I guess the question that I have to ask you is, when is Michael Vick going to be ready?
Well, he's eligible to play in the Eagles' next preseason game against Jacksonville this week. And we spoke to Andy Reid on Wednesday, and Vick was not eligible to play Thursday in Indianapolis, but he's been practicing. And when I said to Andy Reid, so have you thought about some different ways that you're going to use Michael Vick? He pointed at his briefcase and said, I've got a whole binder full of ideas.
Kind of like Kevin Youkilis of the Red Sox.
And Victor Martinez.
Yeah.
Catches, plays first base.
Multitaskers.
Youkilis down on strikes. 6th strikeout for Burnett, who is now retired 9 in a row.
Again, an idea of when that breaking ball is close to the plate from A.J. Burnett, he has major league hitters, good major league hitters, shaking their heads.
And here's David Ortiz with 2 away. And of course, Brett Favre made his Minnesota Vikings debut last night. Tom Brady is back here in New England, as the Patriots look to get back to the postseason with a healthy Tom Brady. David Ortiz, I've seen David at Lambeau Field. Spends some of the offseason in Wisconsin.
David's wife's from Wisconsin, I believe, and a huge Packer fan.
Wonder what he thinks about the move that Brett Favre has made to Minnesota via New York. I think David owns one of those cheeseheads.
I don't know. I understand that Viking ticket sales were up dramatically the first day after Brett Favre was announced.
No surprise.
Yeah.
Vikings open the regular season on Fox September 13th in Cleveland. The 1-2 to Ortiz.
And then against Green Bay on November 1st, I believe. How much fun is that going to be with Favre returning to Lambeau Field?
That will be a Fox game on November 1st.
Yep.
They play earlier in the season in Minnesota, but Brett's return to Green Bay will be on Fox November 1st. November 1st, also the day that Game 4 of the World Series will be played. Ortiz, deep left field, over the monster, home run number 20. So the Green Bay Packers fan hits another one over the Green Monster.
Nothing cheesy about this shot, I'll tell you that. Just making it over the monster. I'll tell you, it was interesting to see Burnett's reaction after that. It's almost as though he were really second-guessing himself for throwing him a fastball, almost saying, why? I mean, that's what I read into that.
Looked like you said why about 6 times.
Yeah, why?
8th consecutive 20 home run season for Ortiz, who is heating up his 5th home run the last 8 games. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Why did I throw that? Why? No, he turned his back, and I didn't really see his reaction. I just saw his reaction of turning his back and then walking about halfway between the mound and second base, clearly showing how upset he was. But then Bill Webb's cameras, we found out that he was verbally upset also.
Extra bases for Jason Bay. Hinsky having trouble in the left field corner. Bill Webb, no relation to F.W. Webb since 1866.
That's right. That's great.
And now a visit to the mound from pitching coach Dave Island. Well, next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, many of you will see the Mets and the Cubs, the Tigers and the Rays, or the Dodgers and the Reds. Coverage begins at 4 Eastern. Check local listings. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Gillette. 1 week from today. So after Burnett retired 9 in a row, back-to-back hard-hit balls, an Ortiz home run, followed by a Bay double. Eight runs on 8 hits for the Red Sox. J.D. Drew, deep right field. Swisher on the run. Swisher can't get to it. It bounces over. Drew will take second. Bay scores. It's now 9-0 Boston.
Rather trite to say, but it's very difficult to figure out this game.
Ball one to Varitek. This is the first time, Tim, in A.J. Burnett's 11-year career he has allowed 9 runs in one game. He's allowed 8 6 times, including April 25th in this ballpark. 8 and 5 innings. He's allowed a career 9 so far today.
That game, by the way, was highlighted by the grand slam home run by Jason Varitek. That put the Red Sox to within 1. They went ahead, as we said earlier, to win that game 16-11.
Burnett actually left that game with the score tied at 8. Different story today. Jeter across to Teixeira. But the Red Sox add to their lead. A career high 9 runs allowed so far today in 5 innings by A.J. Burnett. Follow your favorite team no matter where you live with NFL Sunday Ticket on DirecTV. By Miller High Life, good honest beer at a tasty price. And by Cadouette. 6th inning here in Boston. Red Sox have opened up a 9-0 lead for Junichi Tozawa, the 23-year-old right-hander. Sailing along. Shutting out the Yankees over the first 5 innings on 6 hits. A Yankee team that less than 24 hours ago scored 20 runs on 23 base hits. Daniel Bard up and throwing in the Red Sox pen.
And we talked about it in the opener that Terry Francona wanted about 6 innings out of Tozawa, and here we are in the 6th, comfortably ahead.
Posada pops it up. Foul territory, Youkilis. Posada retired. So this now becomes Tozawa's longest outing in the major leagues. He pitched exactly 5 innings in each of his first 2 starts. The Hyundai in-game box score for the Yankees, introducing the all-new 306 horsepower rear-wheel drive Hyundai Genesis Coupe. 2 hits for Swisher, 2 hits for Cano. Yankees 3 times over the first 5 innings have stranded a runner on third. So with 1 away, here's Cano, who has 2 of the Yankee hits today, and now has a third. Robinson Cano is 3 for 3. Came into the game 10th in the American League with a batting average of .311. A 1-out base runner for the Yankees. Now Eric Hinske.
The 2 things that good hitters talk about when they talk about good hitters is waiting and having quick hands. And when you look at Robinson Cano, those are the 2 things that strike you the most. He waits, and he has lightning fast hands.
Sala missing inside. Ball 1 to Hinske.
Last fastball from Tozawa. Just rifling it back up the middle. He's hit 3 balls right on the button today. The longer you wait to see the ball, the more chances you have to determining what that pitch is. The hitters referred to it as seeing the ball deep or deeply.
Joe Girardi preferring last night's numbers.
Yeah, right. Can't blame him.
Now 3-0 in case you joined us late. Hinske in the starting lineup following the bruised right knee suffered by Johnny Damon last night in the first inning. Damon day to day. Melky Cabrera waiting on deck with Robinson Cano on at first base and Hinske awaiting the 3-0. Called strike. Now 3-1. Hinske has played for every team in the American League East except the Orioles. American League Rookie of the Year with the Blue Jays back in 2002. Hard hit foul back behind first. Speaking of Johnny Damon, Tim, our Gillette trivia question. Johnny has hit 6 home runs against his former club, the Boston Red Sox, this season. Who was the last Yankee to hit more than 6 against the Red Sox in one season? Yankees leading the majors with 185 home runs. They have 5 players with at least 20. 8 players with at least 15 home runs. Johnny Damon with 22. 21 for Matsui. 21 for Rodriguez. 20 for Swisher. Mark Teixeira is second in the entire league with 31. But it's the Red Sox who have 3 home runs today. Payoff pitch to Hinske, another foul. Tozawa's major league high so far, 98 pitches in his first start against Detroit. This is pitch number 96 in today's game, and a base hit for Eric Hinske. Cano rounding second on his way to third. So the Yankees have runners on the corners with only 1 out here in the 6th inning. Pitching coach John Farrell out for a visit with Tozawa.
Twofold reason. I think John giving Daniel Bard a chance to get loose, He appears to be ready. So this may be the last hitter that Ozawa will face, Melky Cabrera.
So for the fourth time today, Yankees have a runner on third. Cano on third, Hinske over at first. Melky Cabrera 0 for 2. Yankees have had 11 base runners today. Still looking for their first run. Cabrera, first pitch. Fouls it back, 0-1. Cano on at third. He's 3 for 3. And Hinske. Third major league start for Ozawa. Bard looks ready. One and one. Cabrera had 4 of the Yankees' 23 hits last night. He drove in 2 runs. You almost forget the Red Sox scored 11 runs last night, so they've now scored 20 in these 2 games.
Yeah, they've scored as many as the Yankees have in the 2 games.
On the ground to the right side, Pedroia to Gonzalez, over to first, double play. Red Sox turn the 4-6-3. Middle of the 6th, still 9-0 Boston. Of the 6th inning, today's Flomax replay. Bottom of the 5th, as David Ortiz took A.J. Burnett deep. The reaction from the Yankee starter.
Por qué, por qué, por qué, por qué.
Looked like you said, why would you throw that?
Yep.
So Burnett is finished after allowing a career-high 9 runs in 5 innings, replaced by 27-year-old right-hander Alfredo Aceves, who leads the major leagues with 8 wins as a reliever. Record of 8-1. Our Zantac relief pitcher profile. Heartburn attacking. Zantac. Also started a game back on July 9th in Minnesota. 31 appearances out of the pen. Facing Alex Gonzalez. Gonzalez pops it into left. Hinsky, 1 away. Great to see Jerry Remy back in the broadcast booth last night. The former All-Star second baseman with the Boston Red Sox, their longtime color analyst over the last 2 decades. He took a leave of absence back in May to fully recover from effects of cancer surgery and a bout with depression. Member of the Red Sox Hall of Fame and the president of Red Sox Nation.
The Rim Dog is back, and it is so happy to see him where he belongs.
Jerry was not very happy with the outcome of last night's game.
Well, no.
But if you're watching at home today, Jerry, welcome back. Great to see you back in the booth. Jerry, a colleague of ours through the years at Fox Sports as well. Cano to first to retire Jacoby Ellsbury. We mentioned Jerry Remy, the president of Red Sox Nation. A group of 100 members of Red Sox Nation, the New York chapter, are in attendance. Believe it or not, there are at least 100 Red Sox fans in New York, and they are here today, including a former Red Sox pitcher, Jerry Casale, who allowed Carl Yastrzemski's first career home run while pitching for the Angels back in '61. Jerry Casale is in the ballpark today with the New York chapter of Red Sox Nation on Carl Yastrzemski's 70th birthday. How about that?
6 years later, the impossible dream, 1967. I've told you this story before, Kenny, but Bob Gibson and the Cardinals, a member of the Cardinals at the time, won the first game of the 1967 World Series.
Pedroia, fair ball into the left field corner. No throw from Hinsky. Second hit of the game for Pedroia.
High breaking ball, and Dustin Pedroia with his second hit of the game. Anyway, Yaz goes 0 for 4 against Bob Gibson, and Gibson ultimately won 3 games against the Red Sox that year. And after his 0 for 4, we were near the dugout in our street clothes, waiting with our wives, our family. And Carl Yastrzemski rolls the batting cage out from center field and takes extra hitting after 163 games. A guy who was to be the most valuable player that year. It was a phenomenal sight to see him alone in the batting cage with his batting practice pitcher. And the next day, sure enough, he had 2 home runs, one off Dick Hughes and one off Joe Horner. And that evened the series at 1-1 to go back to St. Louis.
Were the wives
what a worker.
Were the wives impressed with the extra BP session?
Well, they couldn't believe, a player after 163 games needed extra hitting. Rolling that batting cage out of center field. And it's kept in the same spot here at Fenway.
And while Yaz celebrates his 70th birthday, Dustin Pedroia, as we check out the location of the batting cage, back behind the Stop and Shop sign. Dustin Pedroia, the runner on second. His son Dylan is 4 days old.
Yeah.
Born this past Tuesday. Dustin and his wife Kelly. Dustin raced home from Toronto, missed a couple of games. Dylan weighed in at exactly 7 pounds. So congratulations to the Pedroia family on the arrival of young Dylan. The 0-2 to Martinez. Low and inside, 1-2.
It's that song from Fiddler on the Roof. Sunrise, sunset, swiftly through the days. One season following another. In this ballpark since 1912. One season following another.
One game following another.
Yep.
Could not be more opposite.
That's really true.
Gary Remy back in the Red Sox broadcast booth last night, and we welcome back Bobby Tomaselli, one of our cameramen who was injured earlier this season. Welcome back, Bobby. Bobby with an interesting use of that visor on the camera. Off the fists into center field. Pedroia around third. The throw from Cabrera is off the mark. Pedroia scores. The Red Sox lead 10-0. 83rd run batted in for Victor Martinez. And the 9th two-out run scored by the Red Sox today.
If you look at the numbers for Victor Martinez this year, when he plays first or as a designated hitter, his numbers are so much better. And today, of course, playing at first base, third time he's been on, scored a couple of runs, second hit. We mentioned Terry Francona last night saying that the Yankees squared up on a few balls last night. Well, the Red Sox are doing that today.
So the Red Sox have now outscored the Yankees in the series. Kevin Youkilis at the plate. 3-run homer back in the second inning. The 3 prior series between these clubs this year have all been sweeps. Red Sox swept 2 4-game series. Yankees swept a 4-game series. Does not look like we are headed that way this time.
No.
Youkilis crushes another one. His second home run of the game.
I remember Terry Francona's comment a couple of years ago about Kevin Youkilis. Said we are slowly watching a good young hitter become a mature good hitter. And that's exactly what Youkilis has done. He has matured. One of the toughest outs in the major leagues. You can see Aceves knew it was gone immediately.
Not asking why.
No.
At least outwardly.
That's right.
4th home run of the game for the Red Sox. 3rd 2-home run game of the year for Youkilis. 8th of his career. He's driven in 5 of the 12 Red Sox runs. 11 of the 12 runs, Tim, have scored with 2 outs. So on this day after a 22-11 Yankee win, it's 12-0 Boston. Ortiz hobbling. Posada shaken up as well.
Yeah, well, David Ortiz hits one off his front ankle and then on his backswing comes around and hits the top of the helmet of Posada. It is odd that you see both the hitter and the catcher injured on the same play, but Ortiz is limping. Steve Donahue out to check Jorge Posada.
Both trainers have come out, as well as both managers, within about 20 feet of one another.
So after the foul ball off the right ankle of David Ortiz, the backswing hitting Posada on the top of the helmet, right on the top of the mask. Ortiz is down in pain, and Posada is standing up, and it appears he's in pain. Barry Francona probably saying this is a 12-0 ball game, and it appears Posada's all right, but perhaps not so Ortiz.
Let's listen to it.
Ortiz having the wherewithal to pick up the mask of Posada. And one of those odd plays right there.
The 1-2 to Ortiz. Pop foul. So David Ortiz stays alive against Alfredo Aceves. Know why Aceves wears number 91? Nope. Big fan of Dennis Rodman. And that is why he wears his number. Fastball missing high, 2-2. He's asking Posada if he is okay. Ortiz down on strikes, but the Red Sox add to their lead. Kevin Youkilis, a 3-run shot in the second, a 2-run homer in the sixth. 12-0 Red Sox. The pen will make his 34th appearance for the Red Sox, on in relief of Junichi Tozawa, who went 6 innings, did not allow a run on 8 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. As Jerry Hairston Jr. leads off for the Yankees, pinch hitting for Derek Jeter. Hairston acquired by the Yankees from the Cincinnati Reds. Versatile, can play just about any infield or outfield position. Part of a 3-generation family in the major leagues. The Boones, the Bells, and the Hairstons.
Right. Daniel Bard, on the other hand, first-generation Red Sox right-hander, and what a talent. Often will reach 100 miles an hour. Good breaking ball. He is a star waiting to happen.
98-mile-per-hour fastball, missing high and tight, 3-1. Remember, Terry Francona told us this morning Tozawa would have been the star of spring training if not for Bard.
Right. Hard to believe he has given up runs in 4 of his last 6 outings with the stuff he has. Made his major league debut May 13th against the Angels. Worked a couple of innings. He is impressive.
He strikes out Hairston for out number 1.
Daniel is a middle of the plate pitcher. And by that I mean he doesn't have to go to the corners and be too fine. And if you're a catcher, you just try to encourage him to pick up the 4 corners, the 2 shoulders and the 2 knees. And it gives him a bigger target for which to throw. Forget about just throwing to the mitt, but throw to those 4 corners.
Pitching to Nick Swisher, who has 2 hits today. Swisher 2 for 3. 6 strong innings from Tozawa on the day after Brad Penny allowed 8 runs in 4 innings. Red Sox will get Tim Wakefield back. He will start on Wednesday. 99 pitches for Tozawa. John Smoltz, who was designated for assignment, subsequently released by the Red Sox, scheduled to start for the St. Louis Cardinals tomorrow in San Diego. His last appearance with Boston came at Yankee Stadium back on August 6th. He allowed 8 earned runs and 3 1/3. Smoltz, now a member of the Cardinals. And we check in with Ken Rosenthal and ask what's going on with Billy Wagner.
Well, Kenny, yesterday the Red Sox claimed Wagner on waivers. They were awarded the claim. And now the question is, what happens? Until Tuesday afternoon is when the 2 teams have to make a deal. And if Wagner is willing to waive his no-trade clause, and he has indicated that he is, then the Mets are confident that a trade can happen. But this will not be a giveaway with the Mets just dumping Wagner's salary on the Red Sox, or at least it shouldn't be. Wagner will have actual trade value this winter if he proves he is healthy, and the Red Sox would gain control of him not only for the rest of this season, but also for the next. They could exercise his 1-year, $8 million club option, keep him from themselves, or trade him to a team in need of a closer. They could also decline the option, offer him salary arbitration, and then possibly get 2 high draft picks in return. So there's a lot of talk that will go on before Tuesday afternoon, but it'll be real interesting to see if the Red Sox get a left-handed complement to Hideki Okajima.
All right, Ken, so we'll have to wait a couple of days to find out if, in fact, Billy Wagner will join the Boston Red Sox.
John Smoltz, on the other hand, I believe will do well with the Cardinals. I think he's back in the National League, and plus he's united for the first time with Tony La Russa and with Dave Duncan, and those two guys have claimed more reclamation projects than any tandem in Major League history, maybe.
Nick Swisher puts the Yankees on the board. His third hit of the game to left field. It's his 21st home run of the season, his 18th on the road.
That is the fourth ball that Swisher has hit to left field today. A double, a single, and now a home run. Fastball out over the plate, and Swisher puts the Yankees on the board.
So the Red Sox lead is now 12-1. Here's Teixeira. You mentioned Dave Duncan, the terrific pitching coach in St. Louis. His son Chris was just released by the Red Sox organization.
Right.
They had acquired Chris Duncan from the Cardinals for Julio Lugo. And Chris's brother Shelley, a member of the Yankees organization, playing in AAA, as Teixeira singles into right field, his second hit today. A one-out base runner for the Yankees. We take you back to our Gillette trivia question. Johnny Damon out of the lineup today. 6 home runs against the Red Sox this season. Who was the last Yankee to hit more against Boston in one season? The special 1961 campaign for the New York Yankees. Both Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris hit 7 against the Red Sox that season.
That was the last time that the New York Yankees led the major leagues in home runs, 1961. They're leading the majors in home runs this year. And they've done it 20 times in their illustrious history.
Jose Molina pinch hitting for Alex Rodriguez. Teixeira takes his lead off first. Molina pinch hitting for the first time this season. Batting .244 in 29 games. Molina called out on strikes. Second strikeout for Daniel Bard. So with 2 away, Matsui steps in. And we talked about Wakefield coming back on Wednesday. Daisuke Matsuzaka on the comeback trail, scheduled to make another rehab start of the minor leagues on Monday. Terry Francona told us Daisuke has worked hard. He's doing well. And they hope to have him back in September.
And once again, it's very important to keep in mind that from September 1st on, you can expand your roster to 40 roster moves instead of 25.
Although it feels like the Red Sox have been playing with an expanded roster. They've used 48 different players already this season.
Said 40 roster moves. 40 roster spots would be more appropriately said.
The 1-1 to Matsui. Jason Bay. If the Yankees finally score a run, Swisher goes deep. It's 7th inning stretch time in Boston. A powerful clean without dry skin. Sponsored by Hyundai. Now Hyundai Assurance can even lower your price at the pump. And by Avo Dart. Well, the Yankees with a shortened bench today in the absence of Johnny Damon. Jerry Hairston Jr. remains in the game at short, and Jose Molina will make his first career appearance at third, and that is it as far as the Yankee reserves are concerned. Hairston, Molina, Damon not available, and the Yankees sent Ramiro Pena down to AAA yesterday when they activated Damaso Marte. There's Enrique Gonzalez. He was called up by the Red Sox after last night's game. The sacrificial lamb, Michael Bowden, who allowed 7 runs in 2 innings in relief of Penny, was sent back down. Gonzalez recalled. So now that we have all of the administrative stuff out of the way, bottom of the 7th inning. Jason Bay with 2 hits today, drove in a run back in the first. He's also scored a run.
Well, here it is, a 12-1 lead by the Red Sox, but I will guarantee you that the lines will be hot tonight, either from Colorado to Puerto Rico or San Diego to Puerto Rico, because Jose Molina is the first Molina to play third base in the majors.
Wow.
Yadier, of course, is his brother, and terrific all-star catcher with the Cardinals. And Benji Molina, a lot of people thought he should have been an all-star. Cleanup hitter for the Giants, who are playing in Colorado tonight. I'll be calling mom and dad and having a good time. Jose played third today in Boston. It's a fact. Whose gloves he using? Robinson Cano's glove. Yeah. Wonder whose glove Robbie is using. That's a lot smaller than the gloves that Jose Molina normally uses, and obviously a different shape.
Drew pops it up. And we don't know whose glove Cano is using, but he makes the catch.
I would imagine Robbie brought a couple of extra gloves.
Is it glove number 1, glove number 2, or glove number 3? The Red Sox Hyundai in-game box score. Introducing the all-new 306 horsepower rear-wheel drive Hyundai Genesis Coupe. 12 runs, 12 hits, 4 home runs for the Red Sox. Strike 1 to Varitek.
You know, one of the worst things, if you're a catcher, there is Robinson Cano's glove, obviously the same model. But if you're a catcher and you're playing in the field, your mind wanders. You're supposed to be putting down a sign right now. And it's Jorge Posada who's putting down the sign. Normally, unless you start the action, it doesn't happen.
Molina, the happiest man in the stadium right now.
He's one of them, yes.
Nothing hit to him in the bottom of the 7th. (12-1). Third pitcher of the game for the Red Sox is right-hander Enrique Gonzalez. Called up earlier today. Pitched in one game for the Red Sox earlier this season. It was at Yankee Stadium back on August 8th. Hitting in 2/3 of relief, allowed 2 runs on 3 hits. Has also started 18 games in the major leagues for the Diamondbacks and the Padres. So Enrique Gonzalez in to pitch the 8th. He will face Jorge Posada, Robinson Cano, and Eric Hinsky. There's Casey Kochman. He's the new first baseman replacing Victor Martinez. Came over from the Braves at the deadline in the trade for Adam LaRoche. And a year ago at the deadline, Kochman involved in the Mark Teixeira deal. So here's Posada, who has walked twice and also fouled out to Youkilis.
Last night's game started at 7:10, so it's about that right now, Eastern time. So in the last 24 hours, these two teams, like two big heavyweights, as David Robertson, the right-hander, warming for the Yankees, they have staggered each other with some punching, some major punching, and some earned run averages have gone up over the last day.
The 3-1 to Posada, and he draws a walk for the third time today. Fox Saturday Baseball, presented by Gillette, returns next week. Some of you will see the Mets and the Cubs, the Rays and the Tigers, or the Dodgers and the Reds. It all gets underway at 4 Eastern. Check local listings. Well, a punch and a counter punch.
Yeah.
This weekend here at Fenway as the Red Sox look to maintain their lead in the wild card and gain ground on the Yankees. Rays and Rangers will get underway shortly. Here's Cano, and he drives one to deep right field. Drew, moving to his right, makes the catch for out number 1. Now you look at the Red Sox and the lack of success they've had against those two clubs this year. The Red Sox are just 4-8 against Tampa Bay, 2-7 against Texas. So they have struggled with both the Rays and the Rangers.
Red Sox have struggled with the Rays the last 3 years, particularly in St. Petersburg.
A rivalry Eric Hinsky has been a part of on both sides.
Yeah.
Series finale tomorrow. The two 14-game winners in the American League, CC Sabathia for the Yankees and Josh Beckett for the Red Sox. They lead the American League in wins. Adam Wainwright and Jason Marquis with 14 wins in the National League. Fastball high and tight, 2-1. Enrique Gonzalez, the third Red Sox pitcher. The starter, Kenichi Tozawa, terrific. Did not allow a run in 6 innings of work. A.J. Burnett, the Yankee starter, allowed a career-high 9 runs. The 3-1. Hinsky, right field. Again, it's Drew. 2 away. Time now for a DirecTV game break. Cubs and Dodgers in Los Angeles. Bottom of the second, 1 out. Ted Lilly, the former Yankee, delivers. Matt Kemp, number 18 on the season, to left field, giving the Dodgers a 1-0 lead. We move to the bottom of the third. Brad Ausmus at the plate. Fly ball to left. And he is robbed by Sam Fowle, who hits his face up against the fence. Dodgers win the game 2-0.
Whoa, what a play that was. Wow.
So the Dodgers lead is now 5 games on the Rockies in the National League West. Dodgers winning for the 74th time. Only the Yankees have more wins than both the Dodgers and the Los Angeles Angels.
I don't think when the season began, anyone thought that Colorado and San Francisco would be having the types of years that they're both having. Colorado under new manager Jim Tracy, who's doing a remarkable job, and Bruce Bochy doing a great job for San Francisco with that great pitching staff.
Giants just a game out of the National League wild card race. One game behind Colorado. The 0-2 to Cabrera. He held up. 1-2. Yankees have stranded 10 base runners, including 4 on third base today. Posada on at first, the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yankees' only run coming on a Nick Swisher solo home run in the 7th. Swisher with 3 hits. Robinson Cano with 3 base hits. Cabrera with a shot, caught by Pedroia for the final out of the inning. Middle of the 8th, 12-1 Red Sox. Here at Fenway, Red Sox got on top 12-1 following a 20-11 Yankees victory last night. David Robertson, the third Yankee pitcher, making his 37th appearance. A.J. Burnett allowed a career-high 9 runs in 5 innings. Alfredo Aceves allowed 3 runs in 2 innings of work out of the pen. And now Robertson delivers to Alex Gonzalez, who hit a solo home run back in the 2nd inning. Of course, his most memorable home run against the Yankees came in walk-off fashion in Game 4 of the 2003 World Series.
In Florida. Hit in the bottom of the 12th inning.
Off Jeff Weaver.
Jeff Weaver, right.
Marlins tied the series at 2 thanks to that Gonzalez home run and went on to win the World Series in 6 games. The starting pitchers, Tim, in that Game 4, Roger Clemens for the Yankees. Carl Pavano allowed only 1 run in 8 innings for the Marlins.
I think that was The standing ovation that the Florida Marlins fans gave Roger Clemens, thinking that he was going to retire because that was his first retirement announcement. And that, of course, later changed.
Brett Favre's not the only guy who retires and then comes back.
That's right.
Gonzalez down on strikes. One away. This game-changing play is brought to you by Holiday Inn. Signs of change are everywhere. Robbie Cano at the plate in the second inning. He singles to left, looking to stretch it into a double, and Jason Bay guns him down. The tag applied by Dustin Pedroia.
That's a tough sell, isn't it? In a 12-1 game, that a key play was way back in the second inning. But it was a very important play, and Terry Francona, when we interviewed him, said the same thing.
Red Sox led 3-0 at the time. Jonathan Papelbon in a 12-1 game is up in the Red Sox pen. Red Sox would then score 4 in the second inning. 2 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth. Fastball missing away. 2-2 on Ellsbury. Ellsbury 0 for 4 has not been on base today, so has not had a chance to set the new club record for stolen bases. Tied the mark in last night's game. Left field, Eric Hinsky, 2 out. Red Sox with 8 extra base hits today. Number 2, 3, 4 hitters with 6 hits, including a couple of home runs. And check out the bottom note. Red Sox have scored 11 of their 12 runs today with 2 outs.
Yeah, that is really unusual because you rarely score 12 runs without the benefit of a cheap run. Mariano Rivera just getting tuned up, as is Papelbon.
Ball 1 to Pedroia. Pedroia today, 2 hits. He scored 3 runs.
Reason Jonathan Papelbon is up is he has not pitched since Tuesday in Toronto. So he's being tuned up, as is Mariano Rivera. The Yankees had the off day on Thursday. Flew from Oakland. So Mariano has not pitched since Wednesday for the Yankees. That is an eternity for short relievers. 3 or 4 days.
The Yankees won 5 of 7 games out west in Seattle and Oakland. They took 3 of 4 from the Mariners, 2 of 3 from the A's. Yankees have won 14 of their last 16 series. And they will send CC Sabathia to the mound tomorrow night against Josh Beckett, a pair of 14-game winners. Base hit for Pedroia into the right field corner. His 3rd hit today. Stand-up double for Pedroia. Well, Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball, congratulates Kevin Youkilis, our MLB clutch performer of the game, presented by Pepsi. Youkilis with a couple of home runs, a 3-run shot in the second, 2-run shot in the 6th. He's driven in 5 runs, has 71 RBIs for the season. Learn more about the MLB Clutch Performer of the Month award at PepsiClutch.com. Casey Kochman batting for the first time. Involved, as we mentioned, in the deal for Adam LaRoche. And last July 29th, Kochman went from the Angels to the Braves in exchange for Mark Teixeira.
Yeah, you think about how odd that trade was, coming from Atlanta for Adam LaRoche, as you said. And I mean, he went from a regular first baseman to a guy who plays late inning defense. Now, obviously, the Red Sox a contender, the Braves not as much so. But Casey Kochman sacrificed a lot by coming to the Boston Red Sox. Now, that will probably be solved, his problem with the Red Sox this winter, one would think. I don't think Casey's going to stay with them.
He drives in a run here in the 8th. Pedroia scores. A 2-base hit for Kochman. 13-1 Red Sox.
But the point is, Casey Kochman's an everyday player, but not with the Red Sox, as he doubles to drive in Pedroia.
I was in Atlanta, Tim, last Saturday, and LaRoche has really helped the Braves.
Yes.
It's his second time around in Atlanta, and he's had some big hits for the Braves over the last couple of weeks.
Two home runs.
Yeah. He was only in Boston for 9 days, acquired by the Red Sox July 22nd, and then on the 31st, dealt for Kochman. Another 2-out run for the Red Sox. They've scored 12 of them today. Youkilis, 0-1.
I don't think, in my experience, I've seen a team in a long, long time score 13 runs in a game with 12 2-out RBIs. I mean, this has been an errorless ball game. But it doesn't seem like it.
Only 14 runs today after the teams combined for a Yankee Red Sox record 31 last night. We're not even halfway there. The 0-2 to Youkilis, low and away. $13 runs on 14 hits for the Red Sox. They led 7-0 after 2. Four home runs, including 3 off the starter A.J. Burnett. Youkilis, another extra base hit. Kochman scores. It's now 14-1. 3 consecutive doubles after Robertson retired the first 2 Red Sox in the inning.
No, backup slider to Kevin Youkilis. What a day for Youkilis.
Rocco Baldelli pinch hitting for David Ortiz. Just back from his rehab stint with Pawtucket. The Rhode Island native. Former Tampa Bay Ray, batting .265 this season, 5 for 10 as a pinch hitter. Youkilis ties his career high with 6 runs batted in today. He's driven in 6 of the 14 Boston runs. And our statistician Marty Aronoff letting us know, Tim, that the Red Sox with their 13 2-out runs, that ties a major league high this season. The Phillies, back on July 25th against the Cardinals, scored 13 of their 14 runs with 2 out.
All right.
I think Marty knew that off the top of his head. Did not have to look at it.
Probably.
Red Sox have scored 2 here in the 8th. 3 consecutive doubles. Pedroia, Kochman, and Youkilis. Baldelli pops it up. Hairston. We head to the 9th. All Red Sox. They lead the Yankees 14-1. With more customizable features and new ways to play. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN and join the next generation of fantasy football. Gary Hairston Jr. leading off for the Yankees. Nick Green, the former Yankee, now in left field, replacing Jason Bay here in the top of the 9th. Hairston struck out his first time up back in the 7th inning, facing Enrique Gonzalez, and Hairston with a drive off the monster and left. On his way to second, and then has other ideas, heads back. A single off the monster for Gary Hairston Jr.
Both teams playing wall ball here at Fenway this afternoon.
Here's Nick Swisher, who hit a solo home run in the 7th, accounting for the only Yankee run. How about this, Tim? The leadoff spot, either Jeter or Hairston has led off 5 times today. And Jorge Posada has led off an inning 3 times.
How odd is that for a leadoff hitter to lead off an inning 5 times?
And the leadoff hitter here in the 9th, Hairston on at first. And Swisher takes strike 1. So no need for Jonathan Papelbon today, but Ken Rosenthal, you learned that the Red Sox closer has adopted his own alter ego.
That's right, Kenny. You've heard of Chad Ochocinco, of course, from your NFL work. Well, Papelbon's alter ego is Cinco Ocho. That's Spanish, of course, for number 58. The word is, he is Cinco Ocho when he is in closer mode. Now, according to one of his teammates who requested anonymity, he calls himself that all the time. I asked Terry Francona about it, and he said, on the mound, he's Cinco Ocho. I don't talk to Cinco Ocho, and I barely talk to Pap.
Which leads to the question, does Cinco Ocho kick extra points as well as Ocho Cinco, who kicked an extra point against the Patriots in a preseason game on Thursday night? Cinco Ocho watching Enrique Gonzalez try and close out the Yankees here in the ninth. A 14-1 lead for the Red Sox. Great job by our entire crew here in Boston. Our producer Pete Macheska, director Bill Webb, associate director Aaron Stoikov, broadcast associate Brian Biederman. Technical producer is Sid Drexler. Our technical director Scott Daly. Pre-game show produced by Don Bowie. Senior videotape producer Janice Casaza. Coordinating studio producer of Fox Sports is Scott Ackerson. Senior VP of production Jack Simmons. Senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. And the executive producers David Hill and Ed Gorin.
Ocho Cinco dances after every reception, right? And Cinco Ocho dances after winning a World Series, as Jonathan Papelbon has done twice.
He can dance.
Yes, he can.
Swisher down on strikes. One away here in the Yankees' ninth. Tonight on Fox, don't miss a full hour of Cops. Then join John Walsh for an hour of America's Most Wanted. It all starts tonight at 8, 7 Central. Only on Fox. Viewer discretion is advised.
I said twice. Jonathan Papelbon has danced once after a World Series win. And that was when the Red Sox beat the Colorado Rockies.
He may have danced in 04.
Sure.
Considering he was already in the system.
Yeah.
Fourth round pick back in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Not as many people would have seen it as was the case in 07.
Right.
Mark Teixeira, 2 hits today. Hairston on at first with 1 out. Top of the ninth inning. 14-1 Red Sox. You know, you have to wonder what the standings would have looked like at this point had the Red Sox and not the Yankees signed Mark Teixeira during the offseason.
That's certainly a valid question. And the Red Sox had first dibs.
Yankees offered more money, and Teixeira signed with New York. Right center. A diving catch is made by the center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury, to rob Mark Teixeira of a base hit.
This is a terrific play by Ellsbury, and in a 14-1 game, you know, you have to wonder whether that's wise or not, but Ellsbury, one of those all-out players, doesn't matter the score. That is a terrific play, particularly for a left-handed throwing center fielder, because he's got to go across his body to make the play. Really well done.
So with 2 outs, here's Jose Molina as he fouls it back into the Yankees radio booth. John Sterling ducks out of the way.
Right over John Sterling's head. Get down, John.
That startled John.
It did. Startled me, too.
Jose startled when he was told by Joe Girardi that he was going to enter the game and play third base for the first time in his career, a couple of innings back. And he let out a big sigh of relief as no balls were hit to Molina in the field. First time one of the three Molinas has played third base in the major leagues. They all have World Series rings.
Yeah, that's right.
Jose and Benji with the Angels in 02. Yadier with the St. Louis Cardinals in 06. Molina with a base hit into left field. Hairston moves to second. Yankees with their 16th base runner of this game. Second highest scoring team in the major leagues. They've been held to 1 run after crossing the plate 20 times last night. Here's Hideki Matsui, who drove in 7 of those 20 runs. Matsui today 0 for 4. On the ground to the right side, and that will do it. The Red Sox gain a game on the Yankees in the American League East. They are now 6.5 out. They scored 7 runs the first 2 innings. 6 terrific innings from Junichi Tozawa, his second major league win. 14-1 Boston. Will return to Fenway for more post-game coverage right after these messages.